We set off to build the expedition vehicle of my dreams from the ground up with a $30,000 budget. We documented every aspect of the build from the design process to all the hardships along the way. To be honest, this was one of the most challenging projects of my entire life, but the final product exceeded my wildest dreams. Watch as we build an incredible vehicle for Season 3 of the Tiny Home Adventure series. This is the MUSEROAMER project. On the previous episode of the MUSEROAMER project, we fixed our four-wheel drive issues by replacing the locking hubs and front driveline. We headed to Powder Mountain for our first night in the mountains, where we got to try a snow bike for the first time. On the way home from Powder Mountain, one of our coolant lines blew, of course, and I managed to fix it pretty easily.
Doesn't feel f***ing great.
We installed the awning and stairs. I filmed some fly fishing in the morning for a project. We installed hypervent under the bed. We replaced the batteries and alternator on Christmas Eve. We went sledding, and we head to Colorado for our first big trip. It finally feels like this is all coming together. We woke up to a stunning sunrise after a crisp, clear night where I got some really cool photos. This is the entire reason I built this thing, and all the hardships are starting to feel worth it. We continued to Aspen where we had a major project awaiting us. I pulled over real quick to make sure our gray water tank had been closed and realized we had some much bigger problems.
We're
Why?
You've got a flat tire. So we're so close to Aspen, and of course, we got a flat. We were so close to making it without an incident, but yeah, this thing is pretty donezo. We got a big pinhole right there. We also don't have a spare or a jack on the rig at the moment. I know I'm a dumbass, but that's just the life I live. Sometimes you're just dumb like me. Well, we got somebody coming. It's like 4:50. Every place is closed on the weekend. We found this one guy who I was able to convince.
Thankfully, the manager from Sunburst Tire showed up.
Good news and bad news. Two pieces of good news, one piece of bad news. First piece of good news is the dude showed up. The bad news is his jack wasn't strong enough to lift up the beast. Sleeping on the side of the road tonight. And it's very slanted in here. It's always something. Mother... Womp, womp, womp. So we are kind of hosed at the moment, but we're using the Instagram power, the power of social media, to see if we can have somebody that has a jack and some plugs that might be nearby.
LMTV, and it's a former military truck, and we're building it out into a camper. And yeah, it's pretty ridiculous and fun.
That thing's amazing. It's bigger than the Roamer. That's incredible. Thank you guys so much for the help.
Yeah, for sure.
Lifesavers. They've got all the tools that we don't have because we're stupid.
Christina and Brian from Overland Peanut happened to be in the area and were kind enough to come by and lend us a hand.
We are still stuck on the side of the road. Overland Peanut showed up in their rig, which was awesome. Unfortunately, the tire is way off of the bead, and they didn't have an air compressor that was going to be able to reseat that bead. So we're still stuck on the side of the road. At least we're not going to crush that wheel, hopefully. But it just seems like one thing after another, after another, after another. Stuck on the side of a noisy highway. We keep getting buzzed by cars. Kind of sucks. Ashley's super stoked, although she's not saying much.
I don't know what else to say. We're stuck. But I'm not surprised. At this point, nothing shocks me.
What the f? We had such a good day yesterday. Like, the perfect day. The perfect morning.
That's why we used all of our good juju, and then today we get to
I feel like I pay into lots of good juju, but apparently life just likes to, like...
True.
well, we're gonna try and get some sleep and deal with this shit in the morning.
The next morning, the manager from Sunburst returned. We were able to get the tire off the truck so that they could plug the hole at their shop. While we waited, I shot a time-lapse of the clouds and got some editing done. A few hours later, he returned after patching the hole.
So after more than 18 hours being stuck in the road, we got our tire replaced and we're psyched. Heading to Aspen. Woo! Holy shit, that was a pain in the ass. Definitely learned my lesson. Need to get a spare jack, chocks, plug kit, compressor on the rig as soon as possible. Just everything has gotten so expensive.
We then packed up and headed to the mountains for the night.
Drove up Independence Pass. There's no one up here. Hopefully we don't get rousted because it doesn't sound like we're totally allowed to be up here, but it's just the life we lead. But I'm editing, shot a bunch of time lapses, a bunch of craziness in the last couple days. That flat we just dealt with, didn't get any sleep last night, parked on the side of the road after my car accident. It just made me feel pretty on edge being on the side of the road like that, you know, not only putting ourselves in danger but possibly being a hazard for somebody else. Did not feel good. But I'm editing. Meanwhile, Ashley is making a freaking feast over here. I look over, she's got breadcrumbs out, she's got spices, potatoes boiling. What are you making?
I'm making crispy chicken with potatoes and mushrooms and a cream sauce.
Damn, girl. Woo! This looks amazing so far.
Thank you.
At least we're not starving on the road.
So we're getting ready for our first tour in Colorado for me ever. We're gonna go up Independence Pass, Kicker's psyched, and yeah, this is what it's all about. Do you like to be in the woods? So we made it, however far up we made it. Ashley's feet are killing her, and we've got a big rest of the week, so we're just gonna cruise down from here. Got Kicker like 3 hours exercise. He's so stoked. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be so fun. Yeah. You ready to go? You ready? Come on. Come on, let's go. Go ahead. Go. You go this way. You go this way. Yeah.
We skied the long road back to the rig, but it was really fun to get some exercise.
Good boy.
We made it back to the MUSEROAMER and spent the next week filming for our project.
Look at that big dog.
Ashley, Kicker, and I were fortunate enough to be hired for the ski.com dream job in Aspen, meaning we got to spend an entire week seeing what this iconic ski town has to offer. This is a little recap video from our favorite moments from our time in Aspen.
So stoked, we just made it to the top of Snowmass. This mountain is incredibly beautiful. We're at 13,500 feet, probably the most elevation gain on a single chairlift that I've been up in such a long time, and it's stunningly beautiful.
Woo!
Ash, what do you think?
This is incredible. Check out this view behind us.
Yeah, let's go.
I was so scared to get on this thing.
accommodations to the food to the terrain and quality of snow, this place is incredible. The thing that made this experience really special for me was the community of awesome people that inhabit this rad little town. After a couple awesome days filming in Aspen for the ski.com dream job, we headed to Crested Butte for another quick project. We had an absolute blast snowboarding, skiing, power surfing, fat biking, snowmobiling, and more in Crested Butte.
I've been climbing for a while, waiting for a new way to come. I climbed this rock to be with the sun while sands well as fire guns that I can barely see the size of this tidal wave, but I'll keep on climbing higher, higher to a brighter day.
To watch the full edit, click this card. After Crested Butte, we started to head back towards Park City to get organized for Alaska. We decided to stop and ski Quandary Peak on the way.
So we just left the rig. We are getting ready to climb Aspen's first 14er, Kicker's first 14er. It'll be my second. First time ever doing it on skis though. Should be pretty fun. So we just made it out of the tree line. We're just above tree line now. Kicker's crushing it. It's gotten a lot steeper, but the skiing looks like it's gonna be super fun. Kicker, what do you think? Oh, happy dog.
1 hour later.
Well, it's a little windy, really cold. So we're gonna turn around. It's crazy windy up here, and Ashley has a big fear of heights. The snow is like super icy, so hiking that last pitch could result in someone going for a big, uncontrolled slide, and it's just not worth it. So Ashley's gonna turn around. Kicker and I are gonna make our way back now. Come on. Easy, easy.
Although Kicker clearly doesn't mind the conditions, I decided turning around was the safest option given the conditions.
Hey. Are you sure you're doing okay? Is your knee okay?
Ashley had fallen and hit her knee and was pretty upset.
Boy, charge it! Woohoo! Oh, nice. Now you're skiing. There we go. Go left of these trees a little bit. Go on your own, yeah. Hit the wind whip. Woo!
It took a little bit of bushwhacking, but we finally made it back to the Roamer.
So we are driving north back towards Utah, and we run by the EarthRammer shop. We're sitting off the side of the road, so we stopped by, and I mean, this is where it all started. We were super inspired by what these guys make, and it's just, they're so high level. It was really cool. Bill, the original founder of the company, came out and chatted us up for like an hour. It's cool to see everything side by side. We're gonna go tour the factory in a second here. Super cool, really excited.
Unfortunately, EarthRammer doesn't allow you to film the factory, but I can tell you it's insane what goes into these things, and I honestly completely understand the high price point. The road conditions through Wyoming were horrendous. 40-mile-per-hour winds with gusts over 80, black ice, and lots of minor accidents along the way. The wind eventually settled down, and I saw a really cool dirt road I wanted to get some shots on. This was also a great way to let Kicker run after too many hours on the road. I know I should have probably just stopped here, but I decided to try to blow through this wind drift. It was a bad idea.
So, I got us a little stuck. I think we need to go forward to go back, but I'm not really sure.
Well, welcome to today's episode of Andrew Doesn't Think Things Through.
What do you mean?
Featuring Andrew getting the rig stuck in a large wind drift in quite literally the middle of nowhere. We went off the expressway down a dirt road. No one's for miles, so welcome. What do you have to say for yourself?
I'm sorry. It's all part of the adventure, right?
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Okay.
Come on, baby.
Freedom! Just for reference, this is how deep the snow is compared to a shovel. So, pretty deep.
Thankfully, we were only stuck for about 30 minutes, and I was able to get back on the road quickly. It turns out they had closed I-80 at some point because of the terrible conditions. When we got back to Park City, GoPro had sent me the new GoPro Max, which is a 360 camera. I was really excited to test this thing out because of the wild technology and editing possibilities. I was riding too fast for the conditions, and I got caught off guard by a bump that I thought was going to be a little bit softer. I self-assessed and was pretty sure I broke my fibula. The first thing I did was call Ashley to let her know what happened, as she had gone down a different run.
Hey, I just hit a tree and I think I might have just broken my leg.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not joking.
Oh, how do I get up to you?
I'm okay. Where are you?
I'm at Tombstone.
Okay, I can probably get myself out of the trees.
Are you sure? I can come up.
I'm okay.
I think he just broke his leg.
Possibly. I'm not sure.
He's alone.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I smoked that tree, and I'm pretty sure I broke my leg. At least I really, really, really badly hurt it, and I need to get out of here. I'm in the middle of the woods, alone. Can't snowboard out, so I'm gonna scoot out.
I decided to self-rescue, which was definitely a bad idea. For the full video of the accident and self-rescue, click the card above. Eventually I made it to the base and got a ride to the base clinic where they x-rayed my leg.
Should've just gone home.
Tell Kicker I love him.
So I did in fact break my leg, which sucks because
This all comes just 2 weeks before we were supposed to head to Alaska. I've worked the last 2 years to build this vehicle to make this happen, and I couldn't be more devastated. This clearly isn't the first major obstacle we've had to overcome on this journey, and most certainly won't be the last. We still intend to post weekly episodes throughout my recovery, and we'll be back on the road in no time. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. We really, really appreciate you watching, tuning in, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you so much. If you would like us to continue to be able to release content weekly, consider becoming part of the team and joining our Patreon. I'm also offering coaching for projects like this, and I'll eventually be offering a complete blueprint of our build, which is likely to save you over 100 hours of sourcing components and creative problem solving. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to keep up with our most recent adventures, make sure to follow us on Instagram. Massive thank you to the friends and brands who made this dream possible. If you have any questions, we would love to answer them. If you found this at all entertaining or informative, we would love it if you could please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.